Mingus Marauder Varsity Softball is on the air. Your 2023 Marauders on KYBC AM 1600 and Verde Valley TV are proudly sponsored by Lawler Construction, quality built homes and commercial projects. Northern Arizona Healthcare, improving health and healing people. All Price Insurance, low monthly rates on reliable insurance. Mingus Marauder Softball is also brought to you by Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs. Red Rock Collision, locally and family owned and working for you, not the insurance company. And Arizona Smile Designers, smile big, smile bright. Visit azsmiledesigners.com. And now, let's go out to the diamond for today's Mingus Marauder game. With the play-by-play, here's Jackie Bessler.
Was horrible. However, so this is going to be the first game. However, Cactus has already played 6 games. How about that? 7 games already. So the Cactus Cobra is well into their season already. Mingus just getting underway. 61 degrees here at game time. Partly cloudy skies. Snow on Mingus Mountain behind us, and winds up to about 20 miles an hour. Supposed to be pretty steady at about 13 miles an hour at the start of this game. We're going to take a break here from Mingus Union High School. When we return, we'll recap last season. We'll introduce you to the brand new Lady Marauders for 2023, all coming up after this.
Mingus Marauder Varsity Softball is on the air. Your 2023 Marauders on KYBC AM 1600 and Verde Valley TV are proudly sponsored by Lawler Construction, quality built homes and commercial projects. Mingus Marauder Varsity Softball is on the air. Your 2023 Marauders on KYBC AM 1600 and Verde Valley TV are proudly sponsored by Lawler Construction, quality built homes and commercial projects. Northern Arizona Healthcare, improving health and healing people. All Price Insurance, low monthly rates on reliable insurance. Mingus Marauder Softball is also brought to you by Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs. Red Rock Collision, locally and family owned and working for you, not the insurance company. And Arizona Smile Designers, smile big, smile bright. Visit azsmiledesigners.com. And now, let's go out to the diamond for today's Mingus Marauder game. With the play-by-play, here's Jackie Bessler.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, home of the Marauders. The Marauders getting warmed up for the Mingus Marauders and Cactus Cobras here. Let's take a look at baseball here real quick. And baseball, we had their first home opener on the air and on television. 13-7, the Mingus Marauders victorious over the Greenway Demons. Then they went on the road to Marcus Deniza and lost 11-2. They'll be on the road at Cactus here today. According to the schedule, we won't have baseball back on for you until the 20th, which will be Estrella Foothills. That'll be the next game, and that one will be radio only for baseball coming up. Let's switch back over to softball out here. Mingus Marauders last year, oh my goodness, we're losing quite a few famous names from the Mingus Marauder rosters. Ella Balo graduates and goes on. We've got McKenna Watson back, as well as Cameron Jones. The outfield will certainly be solidified with those two. We're missing Sydney Stapleton. Mikkel Gordon graduates. Mackenzie Figge graduates. We're missing Kiki Saravo, Marissa Vaca, and Alexis Erzman. In fact, she's down pitching at Phoenix College, and as I understand it, she helped with practice over the Christmas break. Nonetheless, last year, McKenna Watson had 101 at-bats, 32 hits to go with 25 runs, 18 RBIs, 7 doubles, and let's see, tied for 4th on the team, a triple, and 5 home runs. tied for second on the team in home runs last year. Cameron Jones batted .273 last year on 98 plate appearances. Had 24 hits with 18 runs, 11 RBIs, and a couple of doubles to go along with it. Those two combined for 7 stolen bases out of the 103 bases last year. Last year, speaking of which, was an awful lot of fun. As we went on and went to the playoff tournament, the Mingus Marauders had a phenomenal season, and it got so exciting when we went on to playoffs. Last year, the Mingus Marauders were 22-11 overall, 9-3 in the Grand Canyon region, and then they went into the tournament, the playoffs, ranked number 7. In the first round, they beat Flagstaff here at home by a score of 13-3, and then went on and played the Greenway Demons on the road with what might be the best pitcher in 4A, maybe even all of Arizona softball, and win on the road by a score of 6-4. Then they go on to play Canyon del Oro in the first round of the quarterfinals, and Canyon del Oro, who did make it to the title game last year, beat the Mingus Marauders 10-0. That put Mingus back in the losers bracket, and guess who we match up with again? The Greenway Demons. A walk-off home run in the 8th inning, the difference in the game from Alexis Eiersman, and that put the Mingus Marauders into round 5 of the 4A playoffs. And then we had to go against Sal Point Catholic, the eventual 4A title winner. And in fact, it was the first time the Mingus Marauders kept under a 10-run rule against Sal Point Catholic. They lose 8-3 in that final game on May 12th, but it was a heck of a season last year. This year, it's going to be a little different. A lot of new names out there for the Mingus Marauders. In fact, taking a look at the roster, we've got let's take a look at the roster. Crystal Betancourt is a junior for the Mingus Marauders. Rory Murphy is the only freshman. She will be starting at second base out here today, by the way. Laura Backus, a sophomore, will be playing shortstop. McKenna Watson, one of our 2 seniors, in center field. Cameron Jones will take the left field position out there. Another senior for the Mingus Marauders. Julia Meyer, a sophomore, will play right field. Naima Kim will be on the mound here today. One of our 2 pitchers, Audrey Klein, is the other pitcher, but she will be playing first base. And our 3rd pitcher in that rotation is also going to be Rory Murphy. Madison Loosebrink will play catcher for the Mingus Marauders, and Magali Gonzalez will be 3rd and also play some catcher. And that is the new Mingus Marauders for the 2023 season. You hear the wind starting to kick up there. In fact, it always makes you wonder how close you are to the Verde Valley Fair when the winds get underway. Nope, it's just spring baseball and softball here at Mingus Union High School. We're going to take a quick break. We will return to Mingus Union High School, take a look at the Cactus Cobras coming in here, and we'll do that right after this.
Lawler Construction has been a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 38 years. Using green construction methods, Lawler Construction builds efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. Thank you for your business, confidence, and continued referrals. Lawler Construction is a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels. Look for Lawler Construction Homes at Mountain Gate in Clarkdale.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, home of the Lady Marauders, it is softball. It is home opener for the Mingus Marauders out here today. The Cactus Cobras come into play. This will be the first game for the Mingus Marauders. They had a tournament scheduled last weekend, and Mother Nature did not allow that to happen. As I understand it, former coach Brown is going to try to reschedule the Faith Moore Memorial Tournament for the 21st, 22nd of March, somewhere in that general vicinity, and hopefully we'll be able to get that tournament on the air for you as well. We had all set. We were going to do 2 games Friday and 1 game on Saturday. However, the fields would not dry out, and unfortunately we're not able to hang on to those games, but that means the first game is now for the Mingus Marauders. So opening game jitters indeed for the Mingus Marauders, and a lot of brand new Marauders here at the varsity level. The Cactus Cobras come in wearing their silver and blue. They are 1-5 on the season. They've only scored 15 runs. They've given up 74 runs so far this season. Lost in a tournament to Fairfax by a score of 8-3, then lost to Northwest Christian 8-0. Lost to Fairfax again 4-3, and then lost to Northwest Christian by a score of 1-0. Beat Florence, by the way, 7-4, and lost 1-0 to Maricopa, and then lost to Seton Catholic 12-2. Lost 15-0 to Greenway. I was talking about Caitlin, probably the best pitcher in all of Arizona softball, and she pitched 3 innings, won 15-0, struck out the game. All 9 batters that she saw. How about that? Coconino on the 3rd. Coconino and these Cobras match up, and Coconino takes it to them by a score of 21-0. So the Cactus Cobras are 40, they've lost 4 games by a score of 49-2 in the last 4 games, which is quite, that's wow. We don't have all of their stats. They've only got 4 of their games set in their stats and max preps. However, as we take a look at the team as a whole, they come in batting through those 4 games, 200. They have 12 hits on 60 plate appearances, 9 runs with 6 RBIs, including 1 double, that being their only extra base hit, 25 strikeouts, and they've reached on error 4 times. How about this? An on-base percentage of .273 and a slugging percentage of .233. That means an OPS of .506 out there. 25 strikeouts to go with 6 walks on the season so far in those 4 games. They also had 5 stolen bases as well. We're going to take a quick break here from Mingus Union High School. When we return, we're going to go through the starting lineups out here for your Mingus Marauders and the visiting Cactus Cobras when we come back after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare over 150 different insurance companies for home, auto, commercial, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance in Cottonwood.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, home of the Lady Marauders, getting ready for 4A softball. It is the opening season opener and home opener for the Mingus Marauders here. They've got Cactus Cobra, and taking a look at the rest of their schedule coming up here in March, Shadow Mountain will be their next game, and we will have that one on the air for you with KYBC AM 1600 and 96.3 FM, as well as VerdiValleyTV.com. That will come up on the 8th, Wednesday. Pre-game at 3:25 and first pitch at 3:45. Then they're on the road to Estrella Foothills and at Mojave for 2. And then Greenway. Then they're on the road at Greenway, and Greenway, who lost to Mingus 3 times last season, 2 in the playoffs. They are definitely going to want some retribution. And so that's going to be a tough game for the Mingus Marauders. On the 28th, they start Grand Canyon Region play, and they'll play Flagstaff at home first and then away, Marcos Deniza, and then they've got Coconino away and home. Prescott away and home. I see the pattern. Bradshaw away at home, then Lee Williams away. And that is the 17th. They'll finish up their season against Agua Fria, the Owls, on April 19th. So the Mingus Marauders definitely looking different out here today. They are going to be missing a lot of players, including Alexis Erzman, who batted .474 last year, scored 23 runs, 54 hits, 55 RBIs, led the team in doubles with 15 and 2 triples, and then led the team with 9 home runs last year. Marissa Vaca will be sorely missed as well, batting .374 last year, scoring 33 runs, 37 hits, 28 RBIs, 7 doubles, and then had 5 home runs to go along with that. Kiki Saravo will be missed, as well as Mackenzie Figge. Figge was batting .357 last season, 47 runs to go with 40 hits, 19 RBIs, 12 doubles, second in doubles on the season. Mikkel Gordon, another senior graduating, batting .319 last year, had 29 hits, including 6 doubles and 5 home runs, along with 21 RBIs. Sydney Stapleton will be missed. She batted .330 last year, had 34 RBIs, second in RBIs on the season, including 11 doubles and 2 home runs to go with that. And Ella Balo, the all-purpose, everything leadoff lefty for the Mingus Marauders last year, had an average of .382 on the season, 9 doubles, 1 home run, 42 hits, though. And her on-base percentage, though, was .469. She had another 17 walks to go with it, only 14 strikeouts on the season. So a lot of seniors will be sorely missed, and we have a brand new batch of Mingus Marauders coming through the cycle here for the Mingus Marauders, which is going to be fun. This is going to be fantastic. Let's take a look at our starting lineup here defensively for the Mingus Marauders. Naima Kim will be on the mound, and behind the plate it's going to be Maddie Loosebrink. Going around the diamond, you've got Audrey Klein at first, Rory Murphy at second. Laura Backus will be at shortstop. Magully Gonzalez will be at third. And opposite way around the outfield, it's going to be Cameron Jones in left, McKenna Watson. Those are your 2 seniors this year. And McKenna Watson will take over the captain duty in the outfield at center field. Julia Meyer will be in right field for the Mingus Marauders. Taking a look at the batting order, it's going to be Loosebrink will bat first, playing catcher. Cameron Jones in left field, bat second. Audrey Klein, first base, wearing number 30 out there, will be batting third. Julia Meyer will be batting cleanup at right field. McKenna Watson will bat fifth at center field. The shortstop, Backus, Alora Backus will bat sixth. Naima Kim will bat seventh. Magully Gonzalez will bat eighth and play third base, and then rounding it out will be Rory Murphy, the freshman, the only freshman on the Mingus Marauder squad, and she will be playing second base. Taking a look at the visiting squad here from Cactus, Jackie Carpenter will bat first and play third base. Valerie Brunzi will play right field and batting second. Third position from first base is going to be Anika Salgado. Sierra Anthony, the pitcher, will bat cleanup, and Charlie Enos, the catcher, will follow her and bat fifth. Emily Vasquez bats sixth from center field. The left fielder bats seven. That's going to be Shelby Teasley. And then Bella Baccia will play second base and bat eighth. And rounding it out, it's going to be Adeline Stewart, the shortstop, batting ninth for the Cactus Cobras.
And now for your Mingus Marauders.
And they're going to be announcing the Mingus Marauders. And we'll turn it over to Brian Serravo, your announcer here.
Bakencourt. And now your starting lineup, playing second, batting ninth, number 3, Rory Murphy. Playing third, batting eighth, number 45, Mogali Gonzalez. On the mound today, batting seventh, number 25, Naima Kim. Playing shortstop today, batting sixth, number 4, Elora Backus. In center field, batting fifth, number 9, Mac Watson. In right field, batting fourth, number 20, Julia Meyer. Playing first today, batting third, number 30, Audrey Klein. In left field, batting second, number 18, Cam Jones. And leading off, catching today, number 31, Maddie Lutzpring.
And there you go with the 2023 Mingus Marauders. And we're going to take a moment here for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for softball. Home opener out here. The Mingus Marauders been waiting for this for a while. Temperature 61 degrees. It is blustery, overcast skies. The sun trying to peek through the clouds, and winds up to about 13, 14 miles per hour out here today. Gusts up to 20 miles per hour. So, interesting enough, here at Mingus Union High School, the wind always blows out toward right field. So a right field batter that hits something on a line can go oppo. Definitely will have power to right field out here today. Lefties have an advantage at Mingus Union High School with that wind. And here come the Mingus Marauders out to play defense here and start the 2023 season out here today. Jackie Carpenter, the third baseman, is already set. In the on-deck circle, Valerie Brunzi is in the hole. And on the top step of the visiting dugout is going to be Anika Salgado playing first base out here today. Mingus Marauders will go through their warm-ups. This will be our first look at Naima Kim as a pitcher for the Mingus Marauders. And she is a lefty. So we're going to throw that into the mix, having a lefty out there for the Mingus Marauders to start things off. Lefties certainly have a different spin on the ball, no doubts about it. Kim with her warm-up tosses. We'll see what kind of speed we have. Pitching out here for the visiting squad. And batting fourth is going to be Sierra Anthony. And if I remember correctly, I'll look her up. I believe that she is a freshman, yes. 5'7" freshman out there. The only freshman on the varsity squad, no, there are two. In fact, the catcher and the pitcher are both freshmen for the visiting squad here from Cactus. Behind the plate for the Mingus Marauders, soon to be a household name, is going to be Maddie Loosebrink. Mingus Marauders definitely got younger, no doubt about it. Defensively for the Mingus Marauders out here on the outfield, it's going to be Cameron Jones in left, McKenna Watson in center, Julia Meyer. Watched her in batting practice. She has got a stick nonetheless. She'll be playing right field out here today. Magali Gonzalez at third, Laura Backus at short, Rory Murphy at second, and Audrey Klein will play first base. On the mound out here today, or in the circle I should say, Naima Kim with her first start as a Lady Marauder. And behind the plate, Maddie Loosebrink. Throw down to second is a little bit off. So we're going to see if first game jitters play a role out here for the Mingus Marauders. Jackie Carpenter is set to play. Step in. Cobras have played several games, so they've gotten these jitters already out nonetheless. However, they have been outscored in the last 4 games by a score of 49-2. Kim will step on the rubber, and here we are. First pitch of the 2023 season is a little bit outside. That's going to be ball 1. 1-0 the count here to Carpenter. Carpenter's batting .286 over the 4 games that they have in on stats. The lefty deals and gets it by for a strike. 1-1 the count now. Leadoff hitter playing third base out here for the Cobras, and we have the referee coming over to chat with Kim about something about her delivery. I don't believe that was called a no pitch. So the count remains, according to the scoreboard, still 1-1. Kim is ready. Delivery is outside. 2-1 now the count. Glad you're along with us. Next game coming up on KYBC AM 1600 and 96.3 FM is going to be on a Wednesday. I believe Shadow Mountain comes to town to take on the Marauders, and we've got a timeout called by the referee. And he's going to come over and talk to Shauna Figge, the new head coach here for the Mingus Marauders. The Marauders will get in the circle and get themselves rounded up here. And they put the leadoff hitter on first. And so, looks like it ended up being a walk. So it had something to do with the delivery out there, and they're talking to Coach Figge right now about the delivery. And you have to come set at some particular point with the delivery. So if they're calling illegal pitches, those are automatically balls, and that is probably what has put Jackie Carpenter on first. So the leadoff hitter is on first with a walk. 3-1, we have just been told. There we go. That's what I thought we had.
Why is the runner on first then? It's 3-1 then.
If it is 3-1, then Jackie Carpenter's got to come back to first. And how about this drama in batter number 1 of the 2023 season? So now they're trying to figure out what the count is. I had 3-1. Ball 4 is what we have been called. Okay, so it is a walk, ball 4. So the strike must have been called an illegal pitch by the umpire in the field here. And an attempted bump. The throw down to second is going to be too late, and we got a stolen base. So a swinging strike and a stolen base puts Carpenter at second base. Nobody out. A Cobra on second. Lee's trying to pitch herself out of a jam here now with a runner in scoring position. An 0-1 count. And that one is low. It gets away from the catcher, and on to third goes Carpenter. Valerie Brunzi, the right fielder, has a 1-1 count now. Awaiting Lee now. Just underway. First inning action here. And Lee's delivery is in for a strike. It's going to be a 1-2 count now. Lee trying to get the first out of the 2023 season. Carpenter walked on what I think was called as an illegal pitch. Stole second on a swinging strike and then took third on a pass ball, and the changeup is high. Makes it 2-2. Lee back in the circle. Carpenter on third. And Nika Salgado is on deck for the visiting Cobras. 2-2 count to Brunzi, and it's going to be fouled off, stays alive. Got a piece of it. This same squad lost to Coconino by a score of 21-0 on the 3rd of March. Holy cow. Coconino put up 22 hits with 20 RBIs. And that one's close, but not called. It's going to make it a full count on batter number 2. The right fielder steps in once again, using the front end of the box against the lefty Lee. Carpenter on third, nobody out. And that one is outside. That's going to be a walk. So first and third now for the Cobras. And that's going to bring up Anika Salgado. Salgado steps in. In the 4 games that we have, she's 0 for 5. But they've played a lot more games than that. Cactus comes into today 1-5 on the season. First and third, nobody out against Lee. And they're going to steal second, and the catcher's just going to hold it. Give up with no throw down. And the stolen base, so second and third. 1 out and a 1-strike count on Salgado. So Lee's got to concentrate on the hitter here. The lefty delivers, and that's going to be strike 2. Top of the zone, gets it called. 0-2.
Hey, right here, one more.
See if Lee can start to get a rhythm here. First game for the Mingus Marauders. First inning, so trying to see if they can get the jitters out. Lee delivers, and that one is way high and over the catcher. The 2 runners do not advance. The runner from third, Carpenter, didn't get off the bag. The runner for second, Brunzi, went halfway to third and had to scamper back. That was just a little high. Might have even gone out of your camera view. Lee with a 1-2 count, and she delivers, and that one's going to be fouled off right-hand side, and it'll fall harmlessly. Picking it up and throwing it back in is going to be Julia Meyer, the right fielder. Remains a 1-2 count on the number 3 hitter, just underway. First inning action, top of the first. Lee delivers, and that's going to be a little dribbler going to the second baseman. Goes across to first. They'll get that one, but the ground out will get an RBI. Ground out goes 4-3 out there, and an RBI goes to Salgado as she gets Carpenter in from third. Playing it on the high hop was for the Mingus Marauders was Murphy across to Klein, and one out. Runner on third now. And there is a strike. That's Sierra Anthony stepping in, the pitcher. A freshman out here for the Cactus Cobras. Anthony in the 4 games that we have stats for was 3 for 8, batting .375. And, took something off. She was out in front of it. 0-2 the count to Anthony. Cactus with 1 run in and 1 out here at the top of the first. Anthony takes the very front end of that box, just barely in the box. Lee delivers, and that's going to be high for ball 1. 1-2 the count now. Carpenter walked, stole second, went to third on a pass ball. Brunzi ended up walking, stole second without a throw, went to third on the RBI ground out by Salgado. And that one's going to be high to Sierra Anthony. That makes it 2-2. One of 2 freshmen on the squad here for Cactus is Anthony, the pitcher out here today. Lee is set. And the lefty delivers in strike 3. And that is going to be the second out, the first strikeout of the season here for Lee as Sierra Anthony goes down. That's 2 outs now with Brunzi still sitting at third base, and Charlie Enos, the catcher, steps in. That's Charlie with a Y, by the way, in case you were wondering. Charlie Enos is batting .250 for the 4 games that we have stats for. And Lee starts her off with a strike. How important is that first strike? Just getting the first one over the plate. Enos, right-handed hitter, uses the front end of the box. That one way over the top of the catcher. Here comes the runner. The throw in too late, and Brunzi will steal home on the pass ball. Actually, the wild pitch. So the wild pitch brings home Brunzi. And that makes it 2-0 for the visiting squad here from Cactus. So now 2-0, 2 outs, nobody on, and Enos with a 1-1 count. Lee delivers, and out in front of it gets the strike. Naima now with a 1-2 count, trying to get out of the first inning, has given up 2 to start off this ball game. Enos swipes the foot and wipes away the chalk. And that one's going to be a line drive foul ball over into the corner. Meyer gets it back in. Remains a 1-2 count out there for Enos. Hit it hard, but she hit it foul and late, way behind it. We'll see if Lee can use that to her advantage. And that one's going to be high once again over the catcher and to the backstop. 2-2 the count on Enos, the catcher. She'll step back in, make her own box now. She swiped away the batting box and all the chalk. Lee delivers, and it's going to be a fly ball right field coming in and dropping it. And unfortunately, Lee doesn't get out of the inning that way. And then the throw comes in, and now they'll throw it down to second, but missing the ball around the infield here. The ball came into the pitcher and got by her, and the third baseman went to go pick it up. That's going to be Gonzalez. Enos wasn't paying attention. And so she ends up staying on first. That brings up the 6th batter of the inning. This is going to be Vasquez. Emily Vasquez, the center fielder, steps in. And a good-looking pitch, but just a little bit high. Had some speed to it, though. Vasquez, 0 for 2 in the 4 games that we have stats for. We don't have stats for all of the games here for Cactus. I apologize for that. Lee set. Enos on first, and that one's going to be low. Gets away from the catcher. They've got a shot at her. Throw it down. It's thrown high. Gets past the shortstop and then onto the second baseman. And the late tag is no good. So we get a stolen base, if you will, on the wild pitch. So Enos now on second. 2-0 the count to Vasquez. That one's low, gets by the catcher, and on to third goes Enos. So Charlie Enos with a little line drive looper to right field gets on first, and now has wandered her way over to third. Cactus already leading 2-0. 2 outs. Runner on third now. And a 3-0 count to Emily Vasquez. There is the delivery, and that's going to be ball 4. And that is the third walk in the inning for Lee. Bringing up Shelby Teasley, the left fielder. Teasley, 0 for 6 in the 4 games that we have. And without a throw, the runner's going to take second base. So Vasquez wanders down without a throw. So second and third now, 2 outs. And a 1-strike count to Teasley. 7th batter in the top of the first inning here. And that one is way over the top of the catcher. They are going to throw it to home, and they got her at home with the attempted steal. So recovering well for the Mingus Marauders was Loosebrink, who got it to Lee covering home plate. And the stolen base attempt becomes out number 3. So 2-0, Cactus on top. The Mingus Marauders will be coming up. It'll be Loosebrink, Jones, and then Klein when we come back after this.
Lawler Construction has been a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 38 years. Using green construction methods, Lawler Construction builds efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. Thank you for your business, confidence, and continued referrals. Lawler Construction is a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels. Look for Lawler Construction Homes at Mountain Gate in Clarkdale.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, the Mingus Marauders trailing in the home opener by a score of 2-0 to Cactus. They've got to get the bats off and see if they can break through. It's going to be Maddie Loosebrink, the catcher, starting off, number 31. Cameron Jones, the left fielder, will bat second. Audrey Klein, the first baseman, will bat third. And anybody gets on, it's going to be Julia Meyer, the right fielder, batting cleanup for the Mingus Marauders. Let's look at the Cobras defensively out here behind the plate. It's Charlie Enos, who ended up with the last out at home for the attempted stealed home. Sierra Anthony, the freshman, is on the mound here for the Cactus Cobras. Around the diamond, it's going to be Anika Salgado at first. Bella Baccia at second. Adeline Stewart at shortstop, and Jackie Carpenter at third base. Around the outfielder, it's going to be Shelby Teasley in left field, Emily Vasquez in center, and Valerie Brunzi, who scored the second run of the first inning, will be in right field. So Sierra Anthony and Charlie Enos, 2 freshmen. So the battery for Cactus is both freshmen. And she'll throw down to second off her knees, a little bit off, but pretty good power. With the throw down to second, Coach Saravo going around to be the first base coach here. Shauna Figge, the head coach, will be the third base coach here for the Mingus Marauders. New this year is the base coaches have to wear helmets. That is brand new. A new rule out there. So Maddie Loosebrink steps in, her first at bat here as a varsity player, and takes inside for ball one. Low and inside, that was a good spot though. That was an excellent pitch. Here comes our second delivery, and that one hits her. The left leg, somewhere around the thigh, a little bit above the knee, and we're going to start off with a hit by pitch. So hit by pitch puts Loosebrink on, and so she still hasn't had her first official at bat. How about that? Cameron Jones steps in. The senior, she's had lots of at bats. And she will look at the first one. Strike one and a stolen base out there on the first pitch by Loosebrink. And immediately they did not wait. Cameron Jones takes a strike though. The umpire dusts off second base for her. That's awfully nice. So Loosebrink now at second. So Cameron Jones has an RBI sitting out there, potentially. 2-0 our score, bottom of the first, and a line drive. Center field, and it's going to get over her head. Coming around is Loosebrink. She is going to score. Cameron Jones goes to second with a stand-up double. Picks up the first RBI of the 2023 season. How about that? A line drive over the center fielder's head, Emily Vasquez. And just like that, Mingus cuts the lead in half, 2-1. Nobody out now. Cameron Jones sitting on second base, and Audrey Klein, the first baseman, is up and hits it hard down the left field line. That's a fair ball, and coming around to score is going to be Jones, and replacing her out at second base is going to be Audrey Klein. Back-to-back doubles in 2 pitches out there for the Mingus Marauders. Just like that is 2-0, and the Mingus Marauders have tied it up in 3 batters. And Julia Myers steps in. The big right fielder for the Mingus Marauders. The wind is starting to cut up a little bit, and she drills that one left field. It is deep. It is back. It is off the fence, and that's going to be the third double in a row in 3 pitches out there as Julia Myers finishes it up with another double. I was talking to Coach Figge, and I was telling her that, you know, I love home runs, but I like doubles better because you can always find the ball so much easier. McKenna Watson steps in. Now the Mingus Marauders with a 3-2 lead, and the lefty takes ball 1 way outside. They're going to throw down to third base, and making a late delayed steal out there is Julia Meyer. How about that? So she'll pick up the stolen base pretty much on the catcher. Ball 1, that's the first pitch that wasn't a double in the last 4 pitches. McKenna Watson, the center fielder, will drive that one left field. It's popped up, heading toward the camera over there. I hope Steve's okay. All right, that's going to be a strike with a foul ball. 1-1 the count. And the lefty will step in once again. 3-2 now. Nobody out, 1-1 count on Watson. Sierra winds up and delivers, and that one is fouled off. Good swing at a low and outside pitch. 1-2. Looked like Watson was trying to go to left field with that. Do a little oppo. A lot of space out there in left center field and right down the right field line. And she'll just tap that one to the second baseman and try to beat it out at first. And she will be out, but she will get the RBI. So Mingus gets the 4th run over the plate, giving up their first out. The ground out, 4-3. But Watson gets her first RBI of the 2023 season. That brings up Laura Backus, the shortstop for the Mingus Marauders. Now we've got the bags empty out there. Mingus leading 4-2 in the bottom of the first, and she will look at strike one. We're in number 4. Laura Backus steps in. She's got an open stance out there. And that one she will watch low. 1-1 the count. Backus, a sophomore. Sophomore playing shortstop. So you got one of your leaders in the infield, also a young player. 1-1 the count, and she'll drive that one left center field, right center field, and that one's going to go to the wall and over the wall. How about that? Backus puts the first one over the wall here in 2023 and starts off with the home run. And she will be greeted by all her teammates out there. Takes a 1-1 pitch and puts it in right center field over the wall. How about that? And she'll pick up her own RBI for going around the bases. That makes it a 5-2 game with 1 out. Naima Kim steps in, the pitcher. Another lefty. Stands way far away from the plate. How about that? And she will take a huge cut at a low pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Twirls that bat. Steps in. Most softball players stand right up next to that plate. She does not. She watches that one low to the outside. Took something off of it. 1-1 the count. 5-2. Brunswick was hit by pitch to start the inning. She ended up scoring. Cameron Jones hit a double and got her in. And a line drive to the shortstop. Can't quite get the glove on it. It goes up underneath, and that's going to put Kim on first base. So Mingus starts it over again. So Cameron Jones had an RBI double. And then Audrey Klein on the next pitch had an RBI double. And then Julia Meyer had an RBI double on, you guessed it, the next pitch. McKenna Watson ended up with an RBI on a ground out, 4-3. And then Backus with the right center field blast out there for the 5th score of the first inning. And now Mingus sending up their 8th batter of the inning. Magali Gonzalez steps in, the third baseman, another lefty. So back-to-back lefties out there. And we've got a courtesy runner for Kim. See if I can get a number on our courtesy runner out there. I think that's Chloe Rosenberg. And that one's going to be just outside, and they've got her in the middle. They're going to, thought they were going to throw behind her, and they didn't. Rosenberg just daring the catcher to throw the ball one direction or another, and then had to scamper back when the catcher ran at her. So a 1-strike count to Gonzalez out here. And she'll pop the ball to the right side, and that's going to drop in right field out there, and that'll end up being a single. So just like that, Rosenberg goes to second, and Gonzalez gets the little bloop single to right center field. In fact, they were playing her back, and she dropped it not too far behind the shortstop out there. Rory Murphy, the 9th batter, steps in. The freshman for the Mingus Marauder playing second base. She'll take the delivery and look at strike one. First and second now, a secondary rally here for the Mingus Marauders, who have already scored 5 in the bottom of the first, gave up 2 in the top of the first. And Murphy swings and fouls that one back, and that's going to be an 0-2 count. You got Rosenberg over at second running for Kim. And Gonzalez on first. Murphy at the plate with an 0-2 count. And she'll take that one as a ball. That did not miss by much. That was a good pitch, tough one to take, but 1-2 the count. Murphy will step back in. Wide stance, right in the middle of the box. Here comes the delivery and the pitch, and took something off. Strike three, first strikeout of the game. And taking third is Rosenberg after the strikeout, and following her is Gonzalez going to second. So second and third now. And we're at the top of the order, 2 outs. Maddie Loosebrink steps in. She got hit by a pitch in the first inning to start off the game. She came around to score on Cameron Jones's double, the first of 3. Like to see if she can get bat on the ball on this one, and that one's going to be outside. They're going to run Rosenberg back. So hopefully she will get her first official at-bat. The 1-0 delivery is high. That's going to be 2-0. Of course, the pitcher, Anthony, has first base open. She's given up 5 here in the bottom of the first. Freshman battery here for the Cobras. Pitcher and catcher. That one is low, ball 3, pardon me. 3-0 count now. We'll see if Figgy gives her the green light to swing. Maddie way back on that right leg, and she'll take that one strike on the inside part of the plate. Well positioned. So 3-1.
Hey, right here, hitters count, bud.
Now she's looking for something she can drive. If it's in wherever she wants it. Outfield playing exceptionally deep for the Mingus Marauders, and that one is going to be strike 2 inside part of the plate.
Hey, right here. Come on, Matt.
Anthony working the inside corner against Loosebrink. Full count now, 2 out, 2 on. Bottom of the first, Mingus leading 5-2 now. Anthony with the delivery. The payoff pitch is going to be a little dribbler, front part of the plate, and they're going to let it go foul. Man, that had some spin on it. Wish I could get a golf ball to spin that way, but I can't. That went up in the air about 4 feet, came down, spun, and went out of bounds. Wisely viewed and watched by both the pitcher and the catcher. So we're going to do an official do-over on the 3-2 pitch here. There's the delivery, and strike 3. There is going to be the backward K, the strikeout. Second strikeout in the inning. However, the damage is done. Mingus scores 5 in the bottom of the first. And coming up for the Cactus Cobras is going to be 7, 8, and 9. It's going to be Teasley, Bachia, and Stewart when we return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
And back here at Mingus Union High School, Inning number 2, Kim will take the mound for the Mingus Marauders. She gave up 2 in her first inning of the 2023 season. Jackie Carpenter walked and then ended up scoring. Brunsey ended up walking and ended up scoring. A couple of wild pitches and a pass ball. Got 1 strikeout on Sierra Anthony, the freshman pitcher for the Cactus Cobras, and then ended up with a stolen base attempt out there by catcher Charlie Enos, trying to come home on the pass ball and was tagged out at home plate. So Mingus got out of a situation that could have been much worse. So we'll see if the pitcher for the Mingus Marauders, if Kim can settle down here for inning number 2. She's out there throwing to Coach, as the last batter of the first inning for the Mingus Marauders was Loosebrink. And she will come out. Half glove will travel. And Kim taking her warm-up pitches here as we get into the top of the second. Throw down to second. Much better throw from Loosebrink. There we go. 5-2 the score here. The Mingus Marauders on top. Second inning action. Glad you're along with us. Our next game is coming up Wednesday. Same place, same bat channel here at Mingus Union High School. And the Marauders will have their second opportunity here. But got to concentrate on the Cobras here, who are 1-5 coming into today's play. They put 2 up on Kim in the first inning, and that one is going to be high. Shelby Teasley leads off the second inning. The left fielder calls time, turns that left front ankle at a really weird angle out there. Kim, the lefty, with the delivery, and there's a strike.
There we go, just like that, bud.
Top end of the zone, and a swing and a miss out there by Teasley. Shelby chokes up, she's got a good 3-inch choke up on that bat, and she'll ground that one to the right side.
Right there.
Second baseman over to the first baseman, and Murphy Klein with the first out of the second inning. Ground out goes 4-3. Second put out there by Murphy, the freshman out there for the Mingus Marauders. That's going to bring up Bella Bachia, the second baseman. Bella steps in. Kim delivers, and there's a strike. Now she's starting to get it. See if Kim can start to get her rhythm out here for the Mingus Marauders. 0-1 pitch is going to be low and off the catcher. Back to the backstop. 1-0 the count. Chia, in the 4 games that we have stats for, was 0 for 7. She's got a 1-1 count with 1 out, and that one's way high. Two-1 the count now to the second baseman from Cactus. Cactus has been a perennial playoff team, especially in 4A. Looks like they've graduated quite a bit of talent as for the last season. But Cactus is always in the hunt. We'll see if they can start to turn their season around. 5-2 your score. 3-1 the count on Bochia. 1 out. And there's a swing and a miss. Helped her out there. Might have swung at one a little bit high and out of the strike zone. So full count now. Be pretty important here for Kim and the Mingus Marauders. Get a short inning. And the payoff pitch is fouled off. She got a piece of it and fouled it off actually between her legs and then back to the backstop. Tells me she was out in front of it by quite a bit. Got a rainy shower with the Cameron center field out here today. Steve Endicott at third base, and that one is foul tipped and then off the foot of the catcher out there, Loose Brink. That's when you love that little flip, that lip that goes over the front toes from your shin guards. And we'll do an official do-over on the 3-2. Kim delivers, and that one's low, and that's going to be a walk. So she'll have a base runner once again. That's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Adeline Stewart, the shortstop. Stewart was 1 for 6 in the 4 games that we have stats for. The righty with her fingers off the grip and shows bunt, and ball is outside and gets by the catcher. Going to second base out there is going to be Bachia, and a 1-0 count now for Stewart. Stewart digs in. Lee now with traffic on the base. 1 out, 1 on second base. And that one is a strike.
There we go.
High part of the strike zone. But she gets the call, 1-1. On deck is the top of the order, Jackie Carpenter, who walked and scored in the first inning. And there's a strike, 2. 1-2 the count. See if Kim can continue to hit that strike zone. She's got Bachia on second base. She walked. Then took second on a bunt attempt. And that one is high. Evens it out at 2-2. Tried to throw the changeup and left it high. Kim looks over at a sign. Might be getting a sign from the dugout. And that one is just outside. Full count now on the number 9 hitter. Back-to-back full counts. Lee wanders behind the rubber. Stretches out a little bit. Now we'll go get set. Here's the delivery. Oh, and that was close. Could have gone either way. Ends up being a walk. First and second now for the top of the order for Cactus, who's trying to get something going, down by 3 here in the top of the second inning. 5-2. Number 20 steps in. That's Jackie Carpenter. She walked and scored on a pass ball in the first inning. The righty steps in, looks down, gets her sign. Lee delivers. There we go. Starts it off with strike 1. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed. See if she can continue to hit that strike zone. First and second, 1 out. And there's strike 2. There we go. Outer part of the plate, working the outside corner. Strikeout would be huge right here. 2 out with 2 on, trying to protect a 3-run lead. And that one's low. Good stop by the catcher. Excellent job by Loose Brink, keeping that in front of her and keeping the runners at first and second. 1-2 the count now. Brunzy's on deck. Another righty stepping in. And Kim throws that one over the catcher. And both runners are going to advance with a wild pitch. So now second and third with a 2-2 count on the leadoff hitter, Jackie Carpenter. You're going to hear the wind starting to run itself up here. Wind's expected to be about 13 miles an hour, and a foul ball. Late swing, protected swing, and that remains the count at 2-2. A good pitch outside part of the plate. And here we go again. Second and third now Mingus with a 3-run lead. Top of the second inning. And there's going to be a ground ball going to the shortstop across the diamond to first. And they got him. And they throw it back to third. So the ground out does get an RBI. Ground out goes 6-3 for the second out of the inning. Coming in to score is Bachia. Going to third on the ground out is Stewart. So 2 out, 1 in now. 5-3. Second inning, top of the second inning out there. So stepping in for Valerie Brunzi is going to be number 6. That's going to be Brooke McHenry. Brooke McHenry looks at that one high. See if we've got any stats on Brooke. In the 4 games that we do have stats for, she was 2 for 4 with a run and 2 RBIs. Facing Kim, and that one's going to be high, and that one's going to be away, and the wild pitch is going to allow Stewart to score from third, and that's going to make it a 5-4 game. And a 2-0 count out there on Brooke McHenry. So Mingus has given up 2 in the first, 2 in the second so far. Now empty bases with 2 outs. And the pinch batter out there, Brooke McHenry. 2-0 count. There's the pitch, low. 3-0. We'll see if Brooke has a green light here with a 3-0 count. Lee looks for her sign in the dugout. Takes her time getting back on the rubber. And Kim is ready to deliver, and there we go. Oh, that's going to be ball 4. A walk in the inning, so that'll be the 3rd walk of the inning. We've had 3 walks, 2 ground outs, 1 an RBI ground out, and then a wild pitch scoring the last run. And that's going to bring up Anika Salgado, who grounded out, had an RBI ground out to the second baseman in the first inning. And that one is high. Throw down is going to be back to first, and looks like they got her, yes. So a caught stealing attempt out there. As McHenry broke for second, the throw went from the catcher down to second, and then a hard throw by the Mingus Marauders as Backus gets it over to Klein. The tag out back at first base for out number 3. That is the second inning in a row. A caught stealing is out number 3. Mingus leads 5-4. Mingus coming up to bat right after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare over 150 different insurance companies for home, auto, commercial, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance in Cottonwood.
And back here at Mingus Union High School, the Mingus Marauders are going to start with batters 2, 3, and 4. Cameron Jones, it's going to be Audrey Klein, and Julia Meyer, who hit 3 doubles in 3 pitches in the first inning and helped with the 5-run first inning for the Mingus Marauders. So Mingus has given up 2 in the top of the first, 2 in the top of the second, and now come up in the bottom of the second. trying to extend their lead. So Cameron Jones doubled and then scored back in the first inning. She'll step in, uses the front edge of the right-handed batter's box. Sun going behind the clouds, the wind picking up, and it starts to get a little bit colder out here as we see ball number 1.
Hey, right here, Cam, you got a bud. See you ripping now?
1-0 count against Anthony on the mound, and took something off. Let that one go. 1-1 the count. Inside part of the plate. Bottom of the second inning, leadoff hitter, and she'll drive that one high just behind second, and it's going to be trouble. It lands in the short grass and ends up dropping for a base hit out there as Cameron Jones gets lucky with the pop fly that drops. Second baseman couldn't get there, shortstop couldn't get there, center fielder had a beat on it, just wasn't quick enough, as they are playing back and deep against the Mingus Marauders. So Texas Leaguer bloop single out there to start off the second inning. That brings up Audrey Klein, who doubled her first time up, and she'll look at ball 1.
Good eye, bud.
Thought about it, laid off. Inside and low. A hard double down the third baseline, her first time up. Just kept it fair. That was on the first pitch that she saw. And that one's going to be hit hard to the shortstop, and they throw it to second base, and getting in with the head first slide and safe out there is going to be Cameron Jones, so she beats the throw to second base. So a fielder's choice out there for Audrey Klein, but more importantly, it puts Marauders at first and second, nobody out. And stepping in is Julia Meyer, who hit a towering double to right center field the last time up. And I love her walk-up music too. She'll step in, the right fielder for the Mingus Marauders. Plenty of room in right center field once again. She'll take ball 1 low. Well, Mingus has certainly shown that they can pound the ball here through an inning. Here's the delivery and the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. That was a good pitch. At the knees. Meyer with a 1-1 count. A little Texas Leaguer single by Cameron Jones to start off the inning. Audrey Klein gets on with the fielder's choice. Ooh, took off something there to get the strike.
Hey, wait on it, bud. Wait on it.
Meyer way out in front of it, a 1-2 count. Good off-speed pitch out there by Anthony. Meyer set. There's the pitch, low. 2-2 the count. Anthony trying to keep the ball low. Last time she got it up in the strike zone to Meyer, she put it up against the fence in right center field. There's the pitch, and that one is fouled off. Meyer went down to get that one. Count remains 2-2. 5-4 the score out here. The Mingus Marauders, the Lady Marauders, here in their home opener for the Mingus Marauders. With a lead, scored 5 in the first. Gave up 2 in the first and 2 in the second. There's a line drive, center field. And it is going to be caught, and returning back to second is going to be Cameron Jones. She did not tag up on that. So the fly out is the first out of the inning. And McKenna Watson steps in. The lefty senior. And an RBI ground out to the second baseman out there to Bachia in the first inning. And that one is going to get by the catcher. Both runners are going to advance. So Klein goes to second, and Jones goes out to third. So now 2 potential RBIs out there. 1 out, 2 on. A 1-0 count. And that one is going to get to the backstop as well. High and inside. Enos gets on it real quickly. Unable to advance or scores Jones. 2-0 count, and Enos is going to go out and talk to her pitcher. Have a little conversation. I don't know if that was supposed to be a different type of pitch or if she's just giving herself a moment. Enos is going to come back now. Some final words to the lady in the circle. 2-0 count to the center fielder, McKenna Watson. 0 for 1 in the game with an RBI. Closed stance is the lefty. Plenty of room, and she shows bunt and bunts it foul. Mingus tries small ball there. 2-1 count now. Hard pitch to bunt, low. Not sure if that was a squeeze play or bunting for a possible base hit.
Right here, 9.
Anthony with the delivery. And that one, a swing and a miss. 2-2 count now to McKenna Watson. Last time she put the ball in play, she got an RBI. She's got another option or an opportunity.
Just a base hit.
Anthony with the delivery. And that's going to be line drive through the hole. Left side of the field. 1 run is in. Second run coming around. No play at the plate. And a 2-run single out there by McKenna Watson. She hit the ball, hit it hard, put it right between second and first. She gets the single and 2 RBIs. That gives her 3 on the game. And it brings up Laura Backus, the shortstop. And that's going to be outside. A delayed steal, and the slide is in and good. McKenna Watson with the stolen base. Goes down to second once again on the delayed steal. 1-0 count on Backus. Second inning action now. Mingus leading 7-4. Anthony with the delivery. And that's going to be fouled off right-hand side toward the truck, but not quite. It's always fun at the end of the season to count the dings that we get from baseball and softball season. Thank goodness we knew about Red Rock Collision, huh? That's going to be, late call, but it is a strike. 1 out. 1-2 the count now on Backus, the shortstop. Potential RBI sitting out there at second base. And gets the foul tip. Catcher gets most of that. Looks like she's going to be okay, though. One to the count. We got Watson on second base after the 2 RBI single, making the score 7-4. And took something off, and out in front of it was Backus. Third strikeout in the game out there for Anthony, and that's going to bring up Kim. The lefty pitcher out here, her second time up. Naima with a single, her first time up. Takes ball 1. Mingus almost threw their batting order twice in 2 innings. Sent 10 Marauders to the plate in inning number 1. Naima looks at that one, and it's inside. Going to the bat stop is the ball, and going to third is going to be Watson. So 60 feet away for the next score out there. 2 outs, though. 2-0 count. And the wind starts to kick up. That's going to be fouled left side. A little bit behind it. 2-1 the count. Hit it hard, though, nonetheless. Stewart gathers up the ball rolling around out there, finally gets it back to her pitcher. Plenty of room down that right field line and in right center field. And that one's going to be away from the catcher. Coming home is Watson. Watson slides. Watson safe. Great job reading that where that ball was. And Watson comes in to score run number 8. Mingus now doubled up the Cobras 8-4. So Kim now with a 3-1 count, bases empty. And that one's going to be out. And she'll pick up the walk. First walk for the Mingus Marauders. How about that? Rosenberg will come in. And will run for Kim. As Gonzalez steps in, another lefty for the Mingus Marauders. 2 out, 1 on now. And that one's going to be outside. The throw is going to go down and not be in time. A stolen base for the Mingus Marauders. Mingus not hesitating to run. So Gonzalez steps back in. Duck on the pond now for the third baseman for Mingus, and a swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Murphy on deck for Mingus. Gonzalez hit a single her first time up. Ooh, big swing and a miss. 2 strikes. 1-2 the count, 2 out. 8-4 the score for the Mingus Marauders. Scored 5 in the first, 3 so far here in the second. Gonzalez trying to put this one in play. Anthony trying to get out of the second inning, and that one's going to be a foul. Left-hand side, that one will make it a ditch area. Wait a second, that one's toward my truck. Gonzalez will step back in. 1-2 remains the count. Rosenberg on second base. Kim walked, and the courtesy runner stole second, and that one's popped up this direction, and she stays alive. 1-2 the count once again. Anthony trying to manufacture an out here. Cameron Jones singled and scored to start the inning, and that one is dead ball. It hit her, okay. It got part of her, so she goes on to first base. So how about that, a hit by pitch? And that's going to put Rory Murphy up with 2 on, 2 outs. And the freshman steps in. She struck out her first time up. And she'll look at ball 1. The throw down to third is, they got the caught stealing. A delayed steal ends the inning for the Mingus Marauders. However, they will go into the third inning, leading 8-4. Cactus Cobras coming up after this.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
That's going to be Salgado, Anthony, and Enos coming up for the Cactus Cobras here in the top of the third. Kim goes back on the mound for the Mingus Marauders. It's been 2-2. 2 scores in the first inning for the Cactus Cobras, 2 scores in the second inning for Cactus. Mingus scored 5 in the first and 3 in the second. And here we are at the top of the third inning, 8-4, the Mingus Marauders on top. Salgado ended up grounding out to the second baseman, her first time up, got an RBI. She'll come up with nobody on base. And Kim throws that one high in warm-ups. One strikeout on the game so far for Kim. 5 walks so far in this game. She'll push some dirt into that hole right next to the rubber. And number 3 steps in, the first baseman, Anika Salgado. Grounded out to second base to Murphy. First time up. She'll stand away from home plate, not on top of it like so many other players, and that one's high, back to the backstop. Loose Spring didn't even attempt to get to it. She'll throw it back. 1-0 the count to start the third inning. Kim, the lefty, starting pitcher for opening day for Mingus Marauder softball. And she delivers that one inside, I guess. That one looked good. That'll be 2-0. Anthony, a strikeout victim in the first inning, is on deck. And there we go, strike 1. So 2-1 the count. Mingus Marauder Jr. 2 seniors on the squad are in the outfield, and that's going to be fouled off. Took a high pitch, fouled it off the right-hand side. 2-2 the count now. Starts to chill off a little bit as the sun goes behind the cloud out there. The wind continues to howl. Gets windy like this, and you know the Verde Valley Fair is coming. That is a fact. Yes, it is. 2-2 the count, 8-4. No one on, nobody out. Top of the third inning. Here's the delivery, and there's a strike 3. Dropped it and then tagged her out. So that'll be a swinging strike, second strikeout in the game out there for Kim. That'll bring up Sierra Anthony, the opposing pitcher who struck out. The freshman. Takes the first one, grounds it hard to the shortstop, drops it, picks it up, throws it across the diamond, got her. Great job out there by Backus. That was hit hard. She stopped it, dropped it, picked it up, and then fired across the diamond. She has got an arm off to Klein. So 2 up, 2 down here, and Mingus hasn't had a clean inning yet. They've got an opportunity with the ground out going 6-3. Eno steps in. She got on an error. Ended up stealing second, went to third on a wild pitch, and then got caught stealing home on a pass ball. That all in the first inning. That ended the first inning. In fact, the first and second innings both ended with caught stealings and a swing and a miss. The ball got by the catcher, loose brink, but a strike nonetheless. 0-1 count, 2 out, nobody on. Mingus leading 8-4. Glad you're along with us. Remember, we play Shadow Mountain on Wednesday. We're going to have that game on the air with you. That one's high to the opposing catcher, Enos. 1-1 the count. Shadow Mountain, the Matadors come to town on Wednesday. We'll have the broadcast for you on Verde Valley TV at Sparklight Channel 1056. Also on our YouTube channel at Verde Valley TV. And a ground ball into the catcher for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Lost the grip on that one. Mingus trying to start the season off right. The Faithmore Memorial Tournament got rained out, so this is the first game this squad has played. And that's going to be ball 3. 3-1 the count. So opening day and opening game for the Mingus Marauders. Didn't even get a tournament in before the start of the regular season. 3-1 delivery is strike 2. Swing and a miss. Full count now as Kim's trying to get through and get her first 1-2-3 inning of the season. Eno steps back in. Show set. Payoff pitch is high, and that's going to be ball 4. The walk puts Enos on first. And we're going to get a courtesy runner out there. Courtesy running for the catcher is wearing number 18 out there. So that's going to be Salgado, I think. Or is that 19? No, it looks like 18. So that's... I think that's Salgado, who's now at first, wearing number 18 out there. Also was wearing 3. Stepping in is number 44, batting for Emily Vasquez. And the big lefty takes a swing and a miss. Strike 1. That's going to be Katrina Daughtery. As the pinch batter out there. And that'll even it up, 1-1. 2 outs, 1 on. Enos walked, got a courtesy runner. Daughtery steps in for Vasquez, the center fielder who walked and stole a base in the first inning. And that one stays high. The throw down behind the runner.
Nice throw, bud.
Good job by Klein getting on a glove on that one. 2-1 the count. 2-1, 2 outs. Runner on first. Mingus with a 4-run lead, 8-4. Kim steps back on the rubber. Delivery is in for a strike. 2-2 inside part of the plate. Two strikeouts in the game so far for Kim. 5 walks, 6 walks in the game. And that one is fouled off. And that'll get down to the ditch behind us. New ball comes in from the umpire. 2-2 the count remains. Daughtery the batter. Kim, the delivery and the strikeout, and that'll end the third inning out there for the Mingus Marauders. The swinging strikeout, third of the game for Mingus, and just like that, Mingus gets a clean inning. 4 up, 3 down, 1 walk in the inning. Coming up for the Mingus Marauders, it's going to be Murphy, then the top of the order, Loosebrick, and Jones when we return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Accidents happen. Red Rock Collision knows that your car is the second largest investment you're likely to make. For over 15 years, Red Rock Collision has been there to negotiate for you, the customer, not the insurance company. John and his staff promise quality repair with honesty and integrity. You can rest easy now. They'll return your car as safe as the day it was built.
And back here at Mingus Union High School, Anthony takes the mound here for the bottom of the third inning. The Mingus Marauders, bottom of the order and top of the order. It's going to be the number 9 hitter, the freshman Rory Murphy, and then Maddie Loosebrink, and then Cameron Jones batting 1 and 2 for the Mingus Marauders. Mingus scored 5 in the first by back-to-back-to-back doubles on 3 pitches out there, and then an RBI ground out, and then a home run by Backus, which went over the right center field wall, I should say. Murphy steps back in. Second baseman for the Mingus Marauders struck out in the first inning and then was up at the plate with a caught stealing as a throw out at third base to end the second inning. The wind starting to cool things off, and a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Lower part of the strike zone, and Murphy went after it. She'll step back in. Taker stands. Anthony for the Cobras trying to get a clean inning. She doesn't have one either. And that's going to be low, ball 1.
Hey, right here, Rory.
1-1 the count. Enos tried to frame that one, bring it back up. Umpire wouldn't have anything to do with it. Here's our delivery. 1-1 pitch is high part of the strike zone, strike 2. 1-2 the count. See if Murphy chokes up on this one. Tries to get some contact, put it in play. And that one's going to be low, bounces to the plate. 2-2. An off-speed pitch that didn't quite make it. 8-4, the Mingus Marauders on top. Bottom of the third inning, 2-2 count. Just underway in the bottom of the third inning. No one on, no one out. And a little squibber toward the first baseman. And they're going to flip over to the second baseman for the out. So that will go a 1-4 out. Or pardon me, a 3-4 out. So a ground out 3-4 with the spinner on the infield for out number 1. And Loosebrink steps back in. She's been up twice. She got hit by a pitch and then came around and scored, stole a base in the first inning, and then called out on strikes in the second inning and looks at that one for strike 1. Steps back in, giving the pitcher the inside corner. She's way far off the plate. Shows bunt and does put down the bunt. Third baseman charges and across the diamond, and they get her. Good play out there by Carpenter, charging that bunt, and then across the diamond to Salgado for the out, second out. So a bunt out goes 5-3, and that brings up Cameron Jones. Jones has been on twice. She's 2 for 2. She had an RBI double in the first and a single and scored in both the first and the second, and looks at strike one. Anthony starting to feel the groove out there, and she's gotten 2 quick outs on the ground here. Jones steps in, digs in. 0-1 delivery is grounded. Third base off the glove. Shortstop picks it up and will throw, but it'll be too late. And that'll be either an error or an infield single. We'll see how they score that one. Nonetheless, that puts Jones on first base, and the pressure's back on the Cactus Cobras as Audrey Klein steps in. She had an RBI double in the first inning and then scored both in the first and the second inning. Second inning, she got on a fielder's choice, and she'll take ball one. 1-0 the count now. 8-4 the Mingus Marauders leading. Bottom of the third inning, 1 on, 2 outs. And a hard ground ball going to the third baseman, throws across to the shortstop at second, and they get the force out on Jones. So that'll go a 5-6, actually, out to second base for the third out of the inning. An interesting ground out you don't see very often as they get the lead runner at shortstop. So Kim will come back out on the mound for the Mingus Marauders. It's going to be the bottom of the order, Teasley, Bachia, and Stewart coming up for the Cobras when we return to Mingus Union High School after this.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
The Loose Brink takes her position behind the home plate here. Lee back on the mound to start the fourth inning for the Mingus Marauders. Mingus leading by a score of 8-4. If you have just joined us, we are both on radio and on TV, Sparklight Channel 1056, as well as our YouTube channel for Verde Valley TV. You can watch live or watch on demand. Throw down. Nice throw there. Beautiful. Bottom of the order coming up for the Cobras. It's going to be Teasley, Bachia, and Stewart. Bachia and Stewart have both scored after walking. Shelby Teasley's up first. She grounded out to Murphy at second base. Back in the second inning. To start off the second inning, nonetheless. She will step in. Left fielder wearing number 11 out there with the black and blue uniforms of the Cactus Cobras. Spins the bat and swings at the inside pitch for strike one. Gets away from the catcher, but no harm. 0-1 the count. Bachia walked and scored back in the second inning. So did Stewart. She is on deck. Teasley swings at that one late. 0-2 the count. Kim is ahead of her quickly. See if she goes right after her. And that's going to be strike three and a tag out at the plate because the ball hit the ground. And that'll be a swinging strikeout. Third strikeout in the game for Kim, and she gets the first out. Hasn't had a clean inning yet. Got so close in the third inning. Ended up walking Enos, the third batter that she faced, and then struck out Daughtertree, who was the pinch runner, or pinch hitter, sorry. Stepping in is number 21, batting for Bachia. That's going to be Alina De La Rosa, and she will foul that one off. Good reaction behind the plate by Loosebrink. 1-1 the count to De La Rosa, her first batting attempt out here. And that one is going to be low and outside. 2-1 count to the righty. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 4th inning. As the sun starts to fade away in the western sky behind the clouds. And there's a good strike. Gets away from the catcher, but no harm, no foul. 2-2 the count. Kim trying to smell her second strikeout of the inning. Has 3 on the game. She's set. And the delivery is going to be a little ground ball. Not hit hard. And across the diamond decline it goes. Backus decline. That's going to be a great combination for the 2023 Mingus Marauders. And the ground out is out number 2, 6-3. That brings up Adeline Stewart. The shortstop steps in. She walked and scored in the 2nd inning. Scored on a wild pitch. Shortstop is ready, and the delivery in the dirt, ball 1, off the catcher to the right-hand side. 1-0 the count. Outfield for the Mingus Marauders out here today. Julia Meyer in right, McKenna Watson in center, Cameron Jones in left. Now Jones and Watson, of course, the 2 senior leaders for the Mingus Marauders, solidifying the outfield. Infield is all brand new for the Mingus Marauders. There's the pitch, and that's going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher. She's got plenty of time. On to first, and there's the 1-2-3 inning the Mingus Marauders were looking for. Out number 3 goes 1-3, and the Mingus Marauders have set down the Cactus Cobras in order here in the 4th inning. Coming up in the bottom of the 4th inning, it is going to be Meyer, Watson, and Backus coming up. That's going to be 4, 5, and 6 for Mingus when we return after this.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. There's a simpler way to buy tires at Tire Pros.
We're hassle-free, guaranteed.
Anthony returns to the circle for the Cactus Cobras, who are hanging around in this one. Mingus trying to put it out of reach here. Bottom of the 4th, and they've got some heavy hitters coming up. Julia Meyer, a double and scored in the 1st inning. And then flight out to center field in the 3rd inning. Also had an RBI with that double in the 1st. The righty steps in, steps off the plate. Waiting for her first delivery, and that one is inside lower part of the plate for a strike. How about that? Inside at the knees. That's going to be tough for the righty. Hopefully, Meyer waiting for her to make a mistake out over the plate. And that one is low. That'll even it up at 1-1. No pitch at all. No pitch. Okay, so 1 strike, no ball. That one didn't count. We have an official do-over. There we go. 0-1 count. The last one that hit the dirt, that didn't count. You didn't see it. It didn't happen. That one's inside. That one happened. So now it's 1-1. Number 20 gets her sign. Meyer steps back in. Coach Figge coaching third out there, the head coach for the Marauders this year, and that's going to be a tapper foul left side. 1-2 the count now. So got something up in the strike zone, just unable to take advantage of it. Cactus playing deep out there in the outfield once again. Leaves lots of room for little bloopers, of which Mingus has had some, and out in front of that one for the strikeout. That's going to bring up McKenna Watson. The center fielder had a ground out and an RBI in the first inning. The second inning, a 2-run single. So she's 1 for 2 in the game with 3 RBIs. She steps up, the lefty steps up with nobody on base and 1 out, and she'll take that one outside.
Hey, right here, Matt.
Ball 1. Hit the ball hard between the hole here, between first and second for that 2-run RBI back in the second inning. And she'll foul that one off left-hand side over the dugout. I'll make it a 1-1 count. 1 out, nobody on. Mingus hanging on to an 8-4 lead, trying to add to it here in the bottom of the fourth. The wind starting to kick up once again, and a drive! Right center field, back, gone! Right over the second L, and Marauder softball out there. And McKenna Watson got one up in the strike zone and put that one in the atmosphere. A little help from the wind that was kicking up. Although that one would have gone out on a windless day, no doubts whatsoever, halfway to the tennis courts, and that makes it a 9-4 game. Mingus Marauders now have 2 home runs in the game. Backus in the first inning had a home run. Right center field nonetheless. As she steps in, see if she follows that one up with another shot. How about that? Watson's now 2 for 3 and 4 RBIs on the game so far. So Backus, the shortstop, gets a piece of it for strike 1. Home run in the first inning, and then the second inning struck out. See what she can do here in the bottom of the fourth. Mingus extends the lead to 5, 9-4. And a line drive toward the shortstop. Picks it up, cross the diamond, and gets her out. So ground out 6-3. And that's going to bring up Kim, the pitcher. She has singled and walked in today's competition. So 1 for 1, and the lefty with an open stance. And it takes it outside. Ball 1. 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the fourth inning here. Mingus scored 5 in the first, 3 in the second. Outside for that pitch as well. Did not score in the third, and now have scored 1 on the Watson solo home run here in the fourth. 2-0 count, pitcher to pitcher here. Anthony's delivery is going to be grounded toward the shortstop, and it eats her up. She'll pick it up and can't get it done. Tried to stay with it, but it bounced up off the heel of the glove and then into the body, and unable to get it on to first. So on with the error is Kim. Rosenberg will run for her out there, and Gonzalez will step in. Gonzalez has been on base twice. Had a single in the first and then stole a base. And then back in the second, she got hit by a pitch. The lefty stands in. You can hear the wind going. And right field is a good place to hit the ball when it's windy here at Mingus. And that one's away from the catcher and on to second without a throw is the Mingus Marauders. So a 1-0 count now to Gonzalez with a runner in scoring position out there in second base. Rosenberg with the uncontested track down to second. Gonzalez, a 2-0 count is 3-0 and on to third. Very quickly jumping on that pass ball is Rosenberg. And a 3-0 count. 2 outs, 1 on, 1 in here in the bottom fourth for the Mingus Marauders. The pitch to Gonzalez is going to be strike one, outside part of the plate. So 3-1 the count. Got to imagine she's got a green light here with a runner on third. Here's a windup. And the pitch, gets to the outside, coming home and uncontested, and stepping on home plate for the 10th run in the game is going to be Rosenberg. So how about that? Mingus has put up 10 here, 2 in the fourth inning. Now a full count to Gonzalez, nobody on. Mingus with a 6-run lead, and that one's going to be fouled off left-hand side. Full count now. See if she can straighten it out.
Stay in there.
And the payoff pitch is going to be left field. It will get down, and it'll go to the wall. Looking to get 2 is Gonzalez. Gonzalez rumbles into second, turns the corner, and then comes to third on a errant throw. So she'll have the double and then an error that puts her on third. So she's been on base 3 times now, 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch as well. And up is Rory Murphy. Murphy struck out in the first inning and in the third grounded out to the first baseman. The second baseman went over to cover. And she takes a swing at that one. Good cut. 0-1 count now. Got something up in the strike zone that she had a hack at. Couldn't straighten it out. The sole freshman on the Mingus Marauders starting varsity here for 2023. She is set. Here comes the pitch, and that one's going to be a strike. 0-2 the count now on Murphy. Trying to put the ball in play and see if she can get Gonzalez home. 2 outs, 1 on. Mingus with a 6-run lead, 10-4. Bottom of the fourth, and a swing and a miss. And that will end the fourth inning for the Mingus Marauders, but they do get 2 more to extend the lead, 10-4. Coming up in the top of the 5th inning, it is going to be the top of the order. It's going to be Carpenter, believe McHenry or Brunzi, I'm not sure, and then Salgado coming up. 1, 2, and 3 for the visiting Cobras when we return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Lawler Construction has been a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 38 years. Using green construction methods, Lawler Construction builds efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. Thank you for your business, confidence, and continued referrals. Lawler Construction is a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels. Look for Lawler Construction Homes at Mountain Gate in Clarkdale.
And back here at a windy Mingus Marauders Stadium here, the Lady Marauders leading the Cactus Cobras by a score of 10-4. Top of the 5th inning coming up. Mingus scored 5 in the first, 3 in the third, and 2 more in the fourth. And so far, the Mingus Marauders looking for a clean inning. Had their first clean inning, 1 up, 1-2-3, and down 1-2-3. Bottom of the order against Cactus. But now they got to face the top of the order, as Kim takes the mound again for the Mingus Marauders here in the 5th inning. The wind is starting to cool things off out here. We started off at about 61 degrees, but expecting to drop to the lower or mid-50s, maybe even the lower 50s by the time we get to the end of this game. And here we go. Down by 6, 5th inning. Stepping in is going to be number 20. That's the leadoff hitter, Jackie Carpenter. She walked and scored in the first inning. And then in the second inning, grounded out to the shortstop. Had an RBI ground out, though. And we have a new pitcher out there for the Mingus Marauders. And a little tapper coming down to the third baseline. Gonzalez up with it and won't get it there in time. And I'm going to have to figure out our new pitcher out here as we get an infield single out there by Carpenter. As a righty walks out. Second batter up. It's going to be Brooke McCannery, and she lines that one foul. So Audrey Klein comes in, and that's what we did. So the first baseman goes to pitcher. We switch to a righty, and then Kim goes to play first base. So they switch on the infield. And the changeup, a shot down and not quite in time, and a stolen base out there by Carpenter. Good throw down, but just not quite in time for the speedster leadoff batter for the Cobras. And she slithers her way to second base. So the Cobras have a runner in scoring position. McCannery back up there with a 1-1 count. Klein delivers, and that's going to be strike 2. Good pitch. 1-2 the count. (10-4) score here, top of the 5th inning, and a little ground ball going to the right-hand side, up and over for the ground out. Clean ground out there, but advancing on to third base is going to be Carpenter. So an efficient ground out to Murphy. That's going to bring up Anika Salgado. Salgado wearing number 3, grounded out, had an RBI in the first, struck out in the third, and looks at ball 1 here in the fourth. Pardon me, 5th. 1-0 count. Here's the delivery and a ground ball going to the right-hand side. Up with it and another ground out. They will give up the run, though. Coming home to score is Carpenter on the RBI ground out. But Mingus happy to take the out. 2 ground outs in a row. Out to Murphy. Murphy to Kim on both of them. And that brings up Anthony. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Ball one inside. Anthony, the pitcher, Sierra, struck out in the first, grounded out to the shortstop back in the third inning. And she'll look at 2-0. So 2 out, nobody on now for the Mingus Marauders, 10-5, leading over the Cactus Cobras. Klein gave up an infield single, then a stolen base, and then 2 ground outs. She'll get the strike there. 2-1 the count. Anthony steps back in, trying to keep the rally going for the Cobras. Klein delivers, and that one's high past the catcher. 3-1. The wind blowing pretty hard now. With all the wet and rain that we've had, we don't have the dust that we normally do, so that part's good. It's definitely kept all the dust down. The 3-1 count is high. And the 2-out walk to Anthony. That's her first time on base. We'll see if she gets a courtesy runner or not. It's going to bring up the catcher. This is Enos, Charlie Enos, wearing number 9. She's 1 for 2 in the game. She got on an error and then ended up ending the first inning caught stealing at home plate. She will look at strike 1. Actually, she's 0 for 1 because she walked in the third and got stranded there at first base. 0-1 the count. Klein with the delivery and a little floater going to second base. She'll throw to second for the force out, and that'll end the inning. So a 4-6. Ground out 4-6. I expected her to go to first. She didn't. She went to second. How about that? And that'll end the 5th inning. So Mingus will take a 5-run lead into the bottom of the 5th inning. Coming up for Mingus, it's going to be the top of the order. Loosebrink, Jones, and Klein when we return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Well, Anthony will come out for inning number 5 here. The Mingus Marauders, the top of the order coming up. Loosebrink, Jones, and Klein are the scheduled hitters for the Mingus Marauders. See if Mingus can put together some runs here, leading by 5 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mingus gave up some runs here in the first inning. In fact, gave up 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, and then 1 in the 5th. Mingus Marauders scored early and often. The only inning they did not score in was the 3rd inning, where they actually went in order. How about that? All except for an error. 4 up, 3 down. Scored 5 in the first, 3 in the second, and then 2 in the 4th. And here we are in the bottom of the 5th, awaiting our umpire to come back to the home plate area. He might have gone to put his jacket on as the wind starts to bite out here. Maddie Loosebrink, the catcher, the leadoff hitter for the Mingus Marauders. Got hit by a pitch to start off the game and then stole second and then ended up scoring. Since that time, she struck out looking in the second. And then a bunt out, 5-3, and she'll swing at that one and pop that one off to the right-hand side toward the flagpole and off the top of the truck. Okay. Maddie has our first insurance claim of the year. Thank you, young lady. At least it wasn't the windshield this time. And she'll foul that one off. She tries to hit the truck again. Now I think she's just stringing for the truck. Yeah, I know it was a direct hit. Top of the truck, though, I believe. Yeah, that's what it's there for. All right, 0-2 count. And she's out in front of it, and she's going to run. The ball gets away from the catcher. They're going to throw it down to first and get her. Woohoo! Strike out the hard way. 2-3. Oh, my. So 1 out. 1 out, nobody on. Cameron Jones comes in. Cameron Jones been on base 3 times. She's 2 for 2. Doubled with an RBI in the first. Singled and scored both in the first and in the second. Got on in the third on an error and takes strike 1. 0-1 count to Jones. Left fielder, open stance. Has that left foot all the way at the edge, and she'll hit that one back to the pitcher. Anthony over to first for the out. And quickly 2 outs for the Mingus Marauders, 1-3. That brings up Audrey Klein. Audrey Klein is 1 for 3 in the game, and RBI double in the first. Got on a fielder's choice and then scored in the second, and then grounded out to the third baseman to second base. And she'll foul that one off to the left-hand side. That was actually a weird play. So a ground out going to the third baseman. However, the shortstop went to cover second. And so it ended up being a ground out 5-6, which is unusual. You don't see that very often. 0-1 count here to Klein, who is taken over pitching, and that one's driven to right center field, and it's going to the wall. Hits the wall in the air and ends up being a long single. And the ball gets away from the second baseman, shortstop covering second base, and Klein was thinking, oh man, I should have turned and gone. But nonetheless, a line drive and a very hard hit single that hits off the wall. Well played out there by the center fielder to actually keep her to a single, if you can believe it. And that brings up Julia Meyer. Julia's 1 for 3, an RBI double in the first inning, and a swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 on, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning out here for the Mingus Marauders. RBI double in the first. Flew out to center in the second, and that one's outside to even the count at 1-1. And a strikeout in the fourth. Brings us to the 5th with a 1-1 count, with Klein on first. And then Klein's going to get a courtesy runner out there. So Rosenberg's going to come out and run for Klein. The pitch from Anthony is in for, ooh, it looked like a ball. Looked like a ball. I didn't see the strike call. So we're going to call that 2-1. 2-1 to Meyer, right fielder, and that one's inside. They're going to throw down to second. Had her in time. Ball gets away from the shortstop covering, and Rosenberg is lucky to get to second out there. That was not the most graceful of slides. That was more of a fall onto second base. But she gets there. Stolen base. So 3-1 the count. And there's a fly ball center fielder. The center fielder is going back, and it is gone. A 2-run shot by Julia Meyer, third home run of the game, and Mingus extends the lead 12-5. How about that? Same spot, second L out there. Center fielder took one look, took a step in, and then started going back and ran out of real estate as Meyer puts that one out for the third home run of the game. Three runs scored now by Klein. Well, Rosenberg scores the last one. Running for Klein. Kenna Watson steps in. She hit a home run the last time she was up. She's been on base twice, and that one's outside. Started off with an RBI ground out in the first. Had a 2 RBI single in the second, and an RBI with her home run in the fourth. So she's got a 4 RBI game going on right now. And a little shot over to the shortstop. Picks it up, throws across the diamond, and she beats it out. An infield hit. 2 singles and a home run for Watson. And she keeps the inning alive here for the Mingus Marauders. And that's going to bring up Bacchus. Bacchus hit a home run in the first inning. Struck out in the second, and then a ground out to the shortstop in the fourth inning. And that one a strike, gets away from the catcher. They're going to throw it down, and getting in safely out there is going to be Watson with the stolen base. 0-1 count here to Bacchus. So Bacchus now has got a runner in scoring position. 7-run lead by the Mingus Marauders, 12-5, and that one outside. 1-1 the count. See if Bacchus can get herself an RBI. She's already got 1 in the game. See if she can double it up. Open stance by the batter, and a big swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Bottom of the 5th inning. 1 on, 2 out.
Hey, right here, you got it.
Bacchus opens up that stance. The shortstop looks at strike 3. The off-speed pitch fools her out there, and she will be out number 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. However, Mingus scores 2 off the 2-run home run by Julia Meyer for the Mingus Marauders. It is a 12-5 lead by Mingus. Top of the 6th inning coming up after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare over 150 different insurance companies for home, auto, commercial, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance in Cottonwood.
Well, the Cobras coming up down by 7 here in the top of the 6th inning, and they will send up Daughtry and Teasley and I believe Della Rosa, who replaced Bachia back in the last inning. So those are the 3 coming up for the Cobras. That's 6, 7, and 8. And if anybody gets on, Adeline Stewart, the shortstop, would come up, and Klein, her second inning of work out here today. Emily Vasquez comes back out. How about that? So Vasquez is going to come back out and take her batting. So Vasquez is 0 for 0. She walked and stole a base back in the first inning. And then, so Daughtery came in for an at-bat, and now Vasquez steps back in, takes over once again here in the top of the 6th. An extended open stance, and she hits that one a little tapper foul behind the first base coach. Meyer will throw that one back in. 1 strike count for the Mingus Marauders. Mingus has 1-2-3 inning. And that one's going to be a soft little roller over to the shortstop. Heavy throw, hard throw. Got her. Good stretch out there by Kim. And the ground out for out number 1, 6-3. That should bring up Teasley, the left fielder. Teasley is 0 for 2 in the game. Grounded out to Murphy at second base and then struck out back in the 4th inning. And that one's too high. Ball 1. 1-0 the count to Teasley. She turns that front leg quite dramatically and then straightens it out. Swings and misses. 1-1 the count. Significant choke up. Way up on top of that bat. And she spins the bat until she gets it to where she wants it. Takes that one inside. 2-1 the count. Top of the 6th inning. No one on, 1 out. Mingus Marauders leading by 7 by a score of 12-5. Klein, the relief pitcher, will throw that one in. It's going to head off to the second baseman over to first for the second out. Little ground out 4-3 for the Mingus Marauders going Murphy Kim. And that'll bring up number 21. It's De La Rosa. De La Rosa grounded out to the shortstop back in the 4th inning. Klein looking for a 1-2-3 inning, gets the strike. Took something off that one. Klein throws that ball aggressively into the mitt. Pulls it back out. Now it's back in the mitt. Here we go. The righty throws it, goes on to the first baseman. Kim up with it and over for the second 1-2-3 inning of the game. So the ground out unassisted to 3. And the Mingus Marauders come up in the bottom of the 6th inning, leading by 7. They need 3 to put this one out of reach here over the Cactus Cobras. Coming up, it's going to be the bottom of the order. It's going to be Kim Gonzalez and Murphy coming up for the Mingus Marauders when we return for the bottom of the 6th. Coming up after this.
Accidents happen. Red Rock Collision knows that your car is the second largest investment you're likely to make. For over 15 years, Red Rock Collision has been there to negotiate for you, the customer, not the insurance company. John and his staff promise quality repair with honesty and integrity. You can rest easy now. They'll return your car as safe as the day it was built.
Getting ready for the bottom of the 6th inning. Kim is going to come up. Kim started the game in the pitcher's circle and switched over to first base as Coach Shauna Figge made a move back a couple of innings ago, and so far it has worked out well for the Mingus Marauders. Kim gave up 4 in the first 3 innings. Now she comes up as the left-handed hitter and will take strike 1 out there. Bottom of the 6th inning. Glad you're along with us for Verde Valley TV. Kim singled in the first, walked in the second, got on an error in the fourth, and now finds herself with the foul ball down 0-2. Anthony trying to work that outside part of the plate. Kim stands far away from the plate, holds the bat out. Anthony delivers, and a swing and a miss. And Kim strikes out to start off the 6th inning, and that's going to bring up Gonzalez. The third. Nope. And we got Crystal Batencourt steps in as a pinch hitter. And that'll be a line drive right field, and the right fielder will pick it up, get it back into the infield, and a hard single out there for Batencourt. Batencourt 1 for 1. Line drive out there, and that's going to bring up Murphy. Murphy 0 for 3, trying to get on base for the first time in 2023. It is their first game, so I don't mean to make that dramatic. And Murphy takes that one high. Ball 1. Struck out in the first and the fourth, grounded out to the first baseman. Second baseman covering back in the 3rd inning. Murphy with a 1-0 count, and she'll hit that one back up the middle and right to the shortstop, and steps on second base. They'll get the lead runner, so it'll be a fielder's choice. But a single bid out there by Murphy, and doesn't quite get it to go through, but hustling down the line avoids the double play.
All aboard.
So gets on with the fielder's choice, and that brings up the top of the order out here. Maddie Loosbrink back up, and she cuts at the first one she sees. 0-1 count. Got hit by a pitch in the first and scored. Hasn't been back on base since. A bunt out to the third baseman, and then a couple of strikeouts. One, it took the catcher throwing down to first base, an 0-1 count here with 2 outs, and drives that one toward the shortstop, off the shortstop, and everybody's going to be safe. Hits it hard. The shortstop was breaking towards second, had to go back toward the hole, got a glove on it, but didn't get the ball in it. And so that's going to put Murphy at second, Loosbrink at first, and Cameron Jones steps in. She scored 2 runs so far in this game. And she will look at strike number 1. RBI double back in the first, and then a single and scored in the second. Got on an error in the third. Ground out to the pitcher back in the fourth. And that one gets away. They're going to throw back down to third, and it is not going to be far enough away. Safe at third. Both runners advance on the very, well, it really didn't get away from the catcher very far, but nonetheless. Second and third now. 2 potential RBIs sitting out there for Cameron Jones. A 1-1 count. Anthony's delivery. A line drive, center field. And it's going to be picked up by the center fielder. Thrown toward the plate. And they're going to throw to second. And they get her at second. However, 2 runs come across to score for the Mingus Marauders as Cameron Jones the single, and then she is out trying to go to second base. Mingus extends the lead 14-5. Top of the 7th coming up after this.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, Mingus needs 3 outs. They've got a nice pad of 9 runs here, leading Cactus by a score of 14-5. This same Cactus squad a couple of days ago matched up with Coconino and lost 21-0 in 5 innings. And the Mingus Marauders going 7 innings with Cactus here now and need 3 more outs to put this one in the history books and win their home opener. Klein back out on the in the circle here for the Mingus Marauders. It'll be her 3rd inning of relief. Coming up for Cactus, assuming that we don't have any pinch hitters, it'll be Stewart, and then to the top of the order, Carpenter, and then McCannery. Mingus, of course, will sacrifice base runners for outs out here, trying to close it out. Stewart has been on once with a walk in the 2nd inning and scored on a wild pitch, and then a ground out back to the pitcher. And she tries to bunt, misses for strike 1. 0-1 the count. You can tell Klein is smelling a victory out here. She delivers, and a little tapper, third base side. Third baseman comes in, throws too late. She turns back into the field, and Kim doesn't see it behind her and would have been able to go and tag her, because once you get to first base, if you curl back out of foul territory, you can walk as leisurely as you want back to first base, but if you curl in back into the field of play, you are live. So an infield single to start off. There's the throw down to second base, the throw off target, and the stolen base real quickly out there by Stewart.
Just throw strikes, you're good.
So the single and then the stolen base. And a 1-0 count on the batter, Jackie Carpenter. Carpenter has scored twice. And there's a strike. 1-1 the count. She walked and scored in the first, grounded out in the second, had an RBI though. Had a single and a stolen base and scored in the 5th, the only run in the 5th for the Cactus Cobras. And a hard ground ball through the hole on the left-hand side of the field. And coming up, throwing home into the pitcher. How about that? That's an arm from Cameron Jones. Keeps the runner at third. 1st and 3rd now with the hard hit single out there by Carpenter. Going to 3rd is Stewart. And that's going to bring up McCannery wearing number 6 out here. She grounded out back in the 5th inning, and she'll foul that one off. Almost straight behind us for an 0-1 count. 2 on, nobody out. Mingus leading top of the 7th inning, 14-5. In high school softball, you play 7 at a max unless one team is winning by 10 or more. Mingus is leading by 9, but hard hit ball goes through Kim, and they will still get the out at first. And then they throw back over to third, gets away from the third baseman, and then on to home. And scoring is going to be Jackie Carpenter. She comes all the way around to score on that. So a ground out ends up going 4-3 as Kim got a glove on it, but it got behind her. And then Murphy throws on to first, so they get an out. However, they give up 2 runs. So, yep, it's 14-7, and there's a foul tip for a strike. One out, nobody on now. Mingus leading 14-7. Yes, indeed, a football score. Indeed. Late fourth quarter. Salgado up to bat with an 0-1 count. And, she took a lot off of that one. The 22-mile per hour fastball gets in the strike zone for strike 2. And there we go. There's a strike. Pardon me, that's strike 2. An RBI ground out in the first for Delgado, and then a strikeout, and then an RBI ground out in the 5th. And that's what I thought. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I thought. We had a strikeout on that. All right. So 2 outs now, and there's a strike. Klein needs one more. Anthony comes up as the final chance out there for her Cactus Cobras. And that's a 1-1 count. Klein slams that softball into the glove aggressively. There's the windup and the delivery takes something off of it. Fly ball right field. It is up there and caught by Meyer for out number 3, and that's the ball game. The fly out ends the game to right field as Anthony puts it up. Myers squeezes it near the foul line, and the Mingus Lady Marauders victorious in their home opener over the Cactus Cobras by a score of 14-7. We're going to take a break, come into postgame right after this.
Accidents happen. Red Rock Collision knows that your car is the second largest investment you're likely to make. For over 15 years, Red Rock Collision has been there to negotiate for you, the customer, not the insurance company. John and his staff promise quality repair with honesty and integrity. You can Accidents happen. Red Rock Collision knows that your car is the second largest investment you're likely to make. For over 15 years, Red Rock Collision has been there to negotiate for you, the customer, not the insurance company. John and his staff promise quality repair with honesty and integrity. You can rest easy now. They'll return your car as safe as the day it was built.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
Well, back here at Mingus Union High School, the Mingus Marauders victorious over the Cactus Cobras, a score of 14-7. And the Mingus Marauders scored 5 in the first, 3 in the second 2 more in the 4th, 2 more in the 5th, and 2 more in the 6th, and playing some power softball out there. 3 home runs on the game for the Mingus Marauders, which is absolutely fantastic. For the visiting squad from Cactus Cobras, 3 runs scored by Jackie Carpenter in the game, as she ends up going 2 for 2 in the game, plus a walk, but scored 3 times. Valerie Brunzi was 0 for 0, but scored on a walk. And then her replacement, McCannery, went 0 for 3 in the game. Salgado ends up going 0 for 3, but 2 RBIs in the game. Anthony 0 for 4, 0 for 3 in a walk, pardon me. Enos ends up 0 for 2 in a walk. And Vasquez and Dougherty ends up going 0 for 2 with a walk between the two of them. Teasley on the evening goes 0 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 groundouts. Bachia ends up walking and scoring, and her replacement, De La Rosa, ends up going 0 for 2 in the game. And Adeline Stewart scores 2 runs in the game, ends up 1 for 2 with a stolen base and a walk. And scored on a wild pitch nonetheless. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to come back with the victorious Mingus Marauders scores. Once again, Mingus victorious here tonight, 14-7. Our next broadcast coming up on Wednesday versus Shadow Mountain, the Matadors, here at Mingus Union High School. See if Mingus can go 2-0 on the season. That would be fantastic. And then it's going to be a little while until we see the Marauders once again, the Lady Marauders, and then hopefully the Faith Moore Memorial Tournament will be rescheduled the 21st and 22nd of March. We certainly hope so. All right, we're going to take a break here from Mingus Union High School. When we return, we'll get into Mingus Marauder stats for the game after this.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. There's a simpler way to buy tires at Tire Pros.
We're hassle-free, guaranteed.
Lawler Construction has been a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 38 years. Using green construction methods, Lawler Construction builds efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. Thank you for your business, confidence, and continued referrals. Lawler Construction is a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels. Look for Lawler Construction Homes at Mountain Gate in Clarkdale.
Well, the victorious Mingus Marauders out here tonight, beating the Cactus Cobras by a score of 14-7. It goes a full 7 innings for the Mingus Marauders. Pitching for Mingus here today was Kim. Kim went 3 innings and gave up 4 runs in the game. A replacement coming in was Klein, gives up 3 runs in 3.5 innings, 4 innings, pardon me. Kim went 4 innings and gave up 4 runs. And Klein comes in and gives up 3 runs in the final 3 innings in relief for the Mingus Marauders. Loosebrink here today scored 2 runs for Mingus, got on an error and got on by a hit by pitch. Scored both times that she was on. Cameron Jones had a game, 3 for 4 here. 2 runs scored and 3 RBIs in the game. Audrey Klein also 2 for 4, 3 runs scored and an RBI as well for the first baseman and pitcher. Julia Meyer ended up 2 for 4, 3 RBIs, including a home run, a 2-run shot back in the 5th inning. McKenna Watson had a day, 3 for 4, 4 RBIs, including a single solo home run back in the 4th inning. And let's see, Backus ends up 1 for 4 with a home run in the game. Kim ended up on base 3 times, walked once back in the 2nd inning, got on an error in the 4th and had a single in the 1st. So she ends up one for 3 in the game. Gonzalez was hit by a pitch and had a single and a double. Didn't score, but ends up 2 for 3. And then her replacement, Betancourt, ends up with a single in the 6th inning. Rory Murphy ends up 0 for 4 in the game, but does score a run, the final or second to final run in the 6th inning. Once again, the Mingus Marauders victorious 14-7. Our next broadcast coming up on Wednesday when the Matadors come to town to take on your Lady Marauders here. You can catch the game on AM 1600 and 96.3 FM. You can watch it live or watch it on demand on our YouTube channel at Verde Valley TV, or you can watch the replays or watch it live on our cable channel. That's Sparklight 1056. I'm Jackie Bessler. For Mike Barkley, our producer, Rainey Shower, our camera person, Steve Endicott on the third base camera out here today. I bid everyone a wonderful night. Stay warm, everybody. We'll catch you on Wednesday.
This has been a presentation of Mingus Marauder Sports. Any rebroadcast or use of this broadcast without written permission from Mingus Union High School, Studio G Multimedia, or Yavapai Broadcasting is expressly prohibited. Today's Mingus Marauder game has been sponsored in part by Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs. Red Rock Collision, locally and family owned and working for you, not the insurance company. And Arizona Smile Designers, smile big, smile bright. Visit azsmiledesigners.com. Mingus Marauder softball sponsors also include Lawler Construction, quality built custom homes and commercial projects. Northern Arizona Healthcare, improving health and healing people. And All Price Insurance, low monthly rates on reliable insurance. Thank you for tuning in on KYBC and Verde Valley TV. Go to YouTube/Verde Valley TV to watch all games on demand.